2,500 years ago, Mongolia was influenced by India through the ways of Buddhism. Because when Buddhism started in India and then it went to other countries, so at very early stage it came to Mongolia. So because of Buddhism, also the knowledge about India came to Mongolia, and the Mongolians know about great epics of India, Mahabharata, etc. So Mongolia, they think of India as a very spiritual place, it's a holy place, and many of them have this dream to come at least once. All of them, every Mongolian would like to come to India. So many of them are coming, and they're visiting holy places related to Lord Buddha, Gautam Buddha. It means this spiritual ties are very ancient, but also the Indian culture influenced Mongolia. We have in our language we have many words from Sanskrit language. My son's name is Sanchi, but it is Sansara. So we have Anand, also the your famous chess world champion. Anand Vishnu. New relations started 60 years ago, in 1955. Next year we will be celebrating 60 years of diplomatic relations. So Mongolia started diplomatic relations with the first non-socialist country. In 1955, Mongolia was part of these socialist countries, along with Soviet Union, Eastern Europe, and Central Asian countries. But we had only relations with the socialist countries. But with the India, which was democracy and free market since its independence, so it's first country. So it's one of countries we have diplomatic relations since a very long time ago. So since then, our relations improved very rapidly, and many high-level visits we had in the past, and it continues. So Indian presidents went to Mongolia, Mongolian presidents came to India, Mongolian prime ministers, parliament speakers, always exchange of visits. In education sector, India is providing scholarships to Mongolian students. We have lots of natural resources. We have copper, iron, gold, and coal, and many minerals which Mongolia would like to export. And India is interested because India is developing very rapidly in recent years, and its needs are increasing. Particularly, you have very strong steel industry. So SAIL, Steel Authority of India Limited, they signed agreement with Mongolia's government and to do some joint feasibility study, and then maybe start a steel mill, steel factory, and also mine coal, and also coking coal, which is very important for India's steel industry. is in demand in India. So now we're exploring possibilities of exporting from Mongolia, taking coking coal, very high quality, to India. So, and I think this will increase our economic cooperation very much. India is also very advanced agriculture country. So in this area, we would like also cooperation, and the particular project now we're thinking of is dairy milk production, and so there is also now talks between Mongolian Agriculture Ministry and India's largest milk producer, Amul. Yeah. Education sector, not only here helping to train Mongolian students, but also building schools in Mongolia. We have 3 schools now. This is on college, polytechnical colleges, and also now new Indo-Mongolian school, secondary school, will be built with full technical assistance from India. Cultural sector, we see that there is a big potential. Particularly cinema. Indian cinema is very popular in Mongolia, and now Bollywood studios, they're interested to go to Mongolia for shooting. Great future, particularly in economic relations. And of course, I mentioned that Indian culture influenced Mongolia because of Buddhism. Past was influenced by China, but Mongolia always remained independent, and except we were under the Manchu Empire. We were under Manchu Empire, but even by Chinese Manchu Empire, they were only having their governors in Mongolia, but they were not imposing their culture and classical music. In this area, we had very positive influence from Russia, and even now our opera artists and musicians who were trained from Russia. And of course also in the education sector and healthcare. So if we talk about the social impacts, we had good impact. And I myself, I'm a living example. I speak Russian maybe almost as good as my mother tongue. Now I mentioned that Buddhism came to Mongolia from India almost immediately after it started in more than 2,500 years ago. We had very liberal policy, our rulers in the past, liberal attitude towards all religions, and because different religions coexisted under Genghis Khan and Kublai Khan, Christians, Muslims, Buddhists, Hindu. It was so very liberal policy. But then, since 16th century, Buddhism prevailed, and since then, Mongolia is now almost more than 90% Buddhist country. So this is, and we enjoy religious freedom, and Same like in India. In India also you have democracy and all the human rights and freedoms, including religious freedoms. Same is in Mongolia, even though we have small portion of Muslim and Christians, but they're all respected. We had the communist ideology, so people were lived under atheist, non-religion philosophy, and but last 25 years after Mongolia transformed to democracy, in 1990 we had peaceful transition to democracy, and we have a market economy. Generally, people believed in Buddhism, but we're never expressing this because of the ideology. So that's why, because of Buddhism, many people come for pilgrimage. Many of them come to India to visit Dharamsala, where His Holiness Dalai Lama's residence. They also go to Bodh Gaya. Very recently, two presidents, Russian President Putin and Chinese President Xi Jinping, they visited Mongolia in the span of 2 weeks. So one after another, and countries signed many agreements on cooperation, including economic cooperation and other areas. So our relations are very good with these two neighbors. So we're enjoying good relations with. Our leaders, when they're coming to India, they always stress that India is the largest democracy in the world. And I think I conclude thoughts about India. So I think India is a great country, and I mentioned it has a culture, a civilization which spans thousands of years. Economically, India's growth is very impressive. In recent years, it was reaching almost 9% GDP growth. One will live in India for the whole life. Whole life will be not enough to see all India, to learn about all the cultures and all the specifics of this rich civilization.